Hey guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Danmachi x Tensura fanfic by Crimson9943 Chapter 1. Rimuru Pav. He is bored, very bored. It has been 10 years after Yuki defeat. The damage and pain caused by the war is slowly but surely fading. The years passed uneventful. He is bored to death until now. Master, there is something that I have to bring under your notice. Seal's sound echoed in my head. What is it, Seal? Did Veldora did something stupid again? I didn't want to deal with him. It not like I does not like Veldora. It just that Veldora always get in trouble and drag me into it also. It's not about Veldora. Master, I have found a new world, a world which was not created by Veldanava, Seal answered. Honestly, that took my interest, a world that was not created by Veldanava. Interesting. So what did find after looking through the Akashic record? Notice. How did you know I looked into Akashic records? Seal seemed to taken back. I put a smile on my face. Well, you are Seal. Don't you think that should be the only reason I need for that conclusion? About the new world, Seal started to explain. It's a world existed before Veldanava created other worlds. Turns out Veldanava got the idea of humans from this world. Idea of humans? I asked. Precisely, the human in this world are created by Veldanava from the data collected from the other world. If say it simply, this new world is the origin of human beings. So how do you know all of this? I asked. I am curious about this much information Seal was able to acquire. The Akashic records contains data about creation of world and skill system. It is like a diary wrote down by Veldanava through his own hand. Oh, that explains it. Akashic record is really a dangerous skill. I should put it under wraps. Well, Seal, I like to visit this world. Would there be any problem in it? I asked. There are no problems. I will set coordinates for the travel immediately. The only thing is there are beings called gods in this world. Oh, gods, well, that would be troublesome. I never seen a god before. If I ever to encounter one, I don't know I would survive. I really don't want to die again. I thought. Negative. Master would be also considered as a god in any world. So there is no reason for afraid. Master should be more aware of your own power and levels. Seal scolded me. Her tone was harsh, still carries a hint of disappointment. Maybe she thought my wariness is because I don't trust her that much. Still, I think we should not be arrogant and be careless because of our power. Well, I decided to visit this world, so that's it. Well, I should bring Veldora with me just for a safety if we enter into some trouble. Given that he is an idiot, he is still the Storm Dragon, and I should call Milim too. If I could control her excitement, she would be a great asset in unpredictable incidents. Well, that's it. I decided to go on an adventure. Milim and Veldora came running just after I told them about the journey. Ramirez cannot stay away from the dungeon for more than a few days, and I made a decision never to tamper with time again, so I told her to stay put. Of course, she was not happy. But she cheered up when I told her I give her energy so she could stay in her adult form again. I told my plan to my executive. As expected, they were not happy, but they still listened to my orders. As everything is ready for my travels, I looked back. Milim and Veldora are hyped. I wore my old black Demon Lord jacket. I don't know why, I always loved this kind of cloth. Veldora, as expected, wore the big black shirt I gifted him and black pants. It's absorbed his aura and turned its color into a bluish black. Milim wore her usual pink dress she usually wear. I didn't said anything aloud. It's better to just allow her to wear according to her own wishes. It not like I don't have taste on women's clothing. No, wait, if it is Milim children's clothing. I pondered about it. I heard Psalm 1 calling me. Sensei. I turned to see Chloe. She was wearing her usually white dress and armor above it, and a beautiful rapier rested on the hilt of her hips. She was in her adult form. For some reason she didn't had her mask. Well, oh Chole, what's the matter? I am coming too. She ended it with a one-touch finisher. Her voice told me that she is determined, and nothing I told will convince her otherwise. Kahahahaha, little girl, this journey is not for child. You should stay here. As for my surprise, the one who laughed like Veldora wasn't Veldora, it was Milim. Wait, when did pick it up? Veldora had face like he taught Milim something amazing. Ha ha ha, isn't this Demon Lord Milim? Don't worry about a thing, because unlike you I am mentally and physically aged quite well, isn't it, Sensei? She looped her hand with mine, pressing her young blossom into me. I blushed, not like anyone can see it. As embarrassing as it is, I noticed that Milim hasn't moved from that position. Her mouth is still moving, but nothing came from it. Wait, did Chloe made Milim shut up? Wow, you should ask Chole to take few step away, Seal said, or tell her I cannot open the portal. Is it me, or does Seal sounded angry? I am not angry, not at the least. Well okay so I opened the portal we are going on and my partners are a dragon, a demon lord and a hero. And I am a slime. Here we go I jumped into portal. As I entered the other side of portal I saw a city on far away and there was a tower at distance according to seal the tower is at the direct middle of city and I sensed many monsters direct under the tower there seemed to be monster under the tower. Rimuru where are we? Veldora asked I looked back at my companions, well according to a little bird welcome to Orario. That's it so how is it tell me on comments, chapter 2. Rimuru Pav I look upon the city that was handpicked by seal. We've arrived considerably far from the city just for the safety. Still, the huge city walls can be seen from here. Whoa, the word left my mouth before I even realized it. My voice was pretty quiet so hopefully the others didn't hear it. Not that I care anyways. I just kept my eyes on what was in front me. The height of the wall was impressive and gave the feel of a certain anime about 3 walls and giants that attack them. The tower that could be seen beyond the wall seemed to reach endlessly into the sky just added to its impressiveness. Rimuru, where are we? In response to Veldora's question I give him a sidelong glance with a grin. Well according to a little bird that I'm acquainted with, welcome to Orario. Orario? Aren't they those cookies you got us to try that one time Rimuru? They were almost delicious as honey. Milam said this gleefully as you could practically see the drool coming from her mouth as she recalled the memory. I just ignored her and continued admiring the city to my heart's content. Once satisfied, I went back to my companions to discuss how things are going to go from here on out. We are going to enter into the city and collect information, so we have to keep a low profile. I made a point to make eye contact with both Veldora and Milam. That means everyone is going to have to rein their power in a bit. As expected Chloe was fine with it, but I can't help but feel little uncomfortable with that. She's always followed my instructions without question to its motive. It's not like I don't like her depending on me, it's just that I am a demon lord, and she is a hero. We are opposing existences. We can join forces for some specific reason, but blindly following a demon lord will put her reputation at stake. I myself was considered as a hero back in my world. But there are people out there who don't like a demon lord acting like a big shot, and when people learned that the legendary hero Cranel is still alive they expected her to take me on because she was the one who took out Veldora when he was rampaging. But they were utterly disappointed when she joined forces with me. Then rumors started to spread that Chloe was an imposter of the legendary hero. It died down relatively quickly because I vouched for her. But it's likely more rumors will spread if she continues this. Well after this journey I guess I'll sit down and have a chat with her. Kuahahahaha. Rimuru you don't need to tell me that. This is what they call spy work isn't it? Veldora asked with a smug face. Where did he learn these things? That then it clicked to me that he is a hardcore otaku that refers to manga as sacred text. Ooh spy work. Milam's face brightened as she seemed to realize what Veldora was saying. Wait. I'm pretty sure she also started to recently read mang. What was that, Rimuru? She asked with an innocent face. Never mind. Honestly, I've always thought that the way her expression and mood change in seconds even when I didn't say anything is very scary. Is it a skill? Negative. I do not detect any kind of skill like that. I was just joking Seal. And I was being sarcastic. Well, has Seal gotten sassier when I wasn't looking or has she always been this way? Who am I kidding? Listen kids, take some advice from me. No one, and I mean no one, can beat Seal in a battle of words. And in a real one, you'd never stand a chance. So avoid any chance of conflict. For now, I don't feel like fighting a losing battle with Seal. So, as I said before, we'll go into the city and spend some time collecting information without causing planetary devastation. Simple isn't it? I explained this all while maintaining eye contact with Veldora. Wait a moment Rimuru. Why are you looking at me? You should be watching out for Milam more than me. Ha. Unlike you, I am known for my patience and level head Veldora, and my bestie knows that. Milam puffed out her flat chest triumphantly. Is it just me or have they grown a bit? You are imagining it. I must be, if Seal says so. He may be your bestie but we share a deeper bond than you couldn't even imagine. Veldora's reply resulted in them throwing tantrums at each other. A small smile crept across my face as I watched them fight. I am happy that they're getting along well enough to have friendly quarrel like this once in a while. But for now we'll have to save it for later and halted their fight. Oi, don't start a fight in my name, let's get going shall we? I said. Wait, sensei. Chloe stops me as I start moving toward the city. Don't you think 4 people with strange clothes trying to enter the city will look suspicious? She's probably right about it arousing some suspicions. Not a problem. We can refer to ourselves as travelers who roam throughout the nation. If that is still insufficient, I can make some simple clothes for now. Then please do. As expected of Seal, very efficient. The clothes were finished, so I handed them out to the others. It wasn't anything great, it was just a black cloak made of silk. As we start heading towards the gate, I put my mask on as the others follow suit by pulling up the hoods of their coats that I, Seal, just made them. There was large queue for entry into the city, so it may likely take some time to get in. We inconspicuously took our place at the back of the line and waited until it was our turn. After a stressful wait worrying that Veldora or Milim will get bored and start acting up, it's at last our turn. We stroll up to the guardhouse where there was a receptionist inside who seemed to ask questions for people entering the city. The guards didn't appear to have a set uniform, as most of them were dressed differently, with the exception that most of them wore masks. Noticing us approach, the receptionist looked at me. Who are you? I've never seen you before. Are you new in Orario? The man's voice sounded quite skeptical from beneath the mask he wore. Yes, we are travelers, I answered, a little nervous. And your business in Orario? Well, mostly just sightseeing, and the rest of the plans will be made after getting inside. And that is the truth. However, I am planning to just go with the flow once we get inside because it's easier that way. Okay then. That'll be 30 valis, please. What was that? Valis. I am sorry. 30 what? If he didn't have a mask on, I'm sure there would be a look of disbelief on his face. 30 valis. He dug out a coin out of his pocket and showed it to me. Valis. It's the currency here. 30 valis is the entrance fee. That's when it dawned on me that there was a huge flaw in my plan. We had no money. Oh shit, I forgot all about that. What are we going to do now? Am I an idiot? Is this adventure going to end that quickly? How can I forget such an important thing like money in another world? I could feel Chloe's stare bore into me while Milim and Veldora are just looking like they're wondering what's taking so long. I quickly increased my thought processing a millionfold to come up with a solution. Seal, didn't you know about this? Yes. However, I thought this was one of Master's going with the flow plans. This guy. Who do they think they are? Alright. Take a deep breath, Rimuru. You've got this. I noticed the receptionist still waiting for an answer. If I take any longer, I'll probably get told to scram. So, it's come to this. Begging. I leaned a little closer to him so no one could hear. We have some monetary problems. Don't suppose you can help us out a little? I made my voice a little desperate while mixing a little bit of Demon Lord hockey. So he knew my situation. Thinking about it now, that might be a weird and confusing usage of Demon Lord hockey. I don't think desperate and pleading mix well with threatening authority. The receptionist looked visibly disturbed. Oh man, did I overdo it? Then an idea came to me. I called Veldora over to pass the sweets that Shuna packed for us over to me. Forgive me, Shuna. Apologizing to Shuna under my breath, I give the receptionist the packed sweets. These are special sweets from my home country. You can have it for the trouble we've caused. The masked receptionist took one of them and threw it into his mouth. From his body language, I could tell right away he liked it. No living thing can resist Shuna's cooking. I was a little sad that I had give away the treats Shuna especially made for us, but the one who was most upset was quite obviously Milim. It must be taking everything she has to keep her aura in and not kick that guy's ass to take back the sweets. After consoling Milim, we reached the inside of the city. It was awe-inspiring and also made me a little homesick. There were many types of species inside the city. There were humans, demi-humans, elves, dwarves, and many more. I noticed a few people who had an unusual aura around them. After a quick analysis, they turn out to be gods. So these are gods, huh? I made a mental note to speak with a few of them later. After some time, we started to see adventurers. They were probably about as strong as a lesser demon. We'd also have to include other factors like experience and skills, so it's not exactly an accurate statement. I can't be too careless. I turned back to look at my companions. They were all still looking at their surroundings. After leaving them to look around a bit more, I called them over to explain how things are going to go from here. From here on out, we're going to be collecting information. We need to learn as much as we can about this world. To do this, we are going to split up. It'll be better than all of us staying together. I pointed at Milam and Veldora. Don't go blowing anything up and blow our cover, you hear? We need to lay low for now, okay? Both of them nodded their understanding. It's about early afternoon right now, so we'll meet here come evening. If anything happens, contact through thought communication. The only flaw in this plan is leaving Veldora and Milam alone. But that's not my problem, I'll just dump it all on Seal and it'll all work out. Going our different ways, I start roaming around the streets looking around. I saw many interesting things I want to try which I made note of, while walking down what seemed to be a main street. Master. What is it, Seal? Surely it's way too soon for those idiots to have done something now, right? I've detected an odd presence in the vicinity. Odd presence? If Seal says it's odd, must be something worth looking into. Where is it? It is straight ahead, coming right towards Master. I look through the crowd ahead and around me. I couldn't see anything other than normal people walking, going about their normal routines. Where? I asked again. It is right beside you. Then I also felt the presence. Out of reflex, I grabbed onto the arm of a person walking by me. At first look, I couldn't see him very well with his back to me. But as he turned his face, I got a good look at him. He was a young teenager with white hair and crimson eyes. His appearance gave me the impression of a rabbit. He was wearing a hip-length brown coat with a small black patch on the right side above his chest, along with black shirt and pants that have a beige belt with a silver buckle to keep them up, as well as brown shin-high boots for his feet. The only odd thing I got from his appearance was that he reminded me of Testarossa. Wait. There isn't a chance that she has son who she hasn't talked about, right? In the Kingdom of Ingrassia, the Western Council meeting had just convened, and the representatives were silent as they shuffled their papers preparing for the meeting. Achoo! At the sound of a cute but refined sneeze, all the rustling of paper and murmuring ceased immediately as the room became dead silent. The representatives nervously turned toward the source of the sneeze, where a white-haired beauty sat wiping her nose with a handkerchief elegantly. The beauty looked up. What are you all staring at? Let's get this meeting started, shall we? The representatives gulped and hurried to get everything ready. Kuhuhu, after this I will be praised by Rimuru-sama. The white-haired beauty muttered to herself, letting her imagination wild. Back in Orario, Bell's Pavbell was having a great day today. As usual, he woke up early, did his daily routine of exercising, helping his goddess and planning his trip to go into the dungeon. He may not look it, but he was a full-fledged adventurer who ventures into the depths of the unknown. His goal is to become stronger so he can catch up with his idol, Ice Wallenstein. But Bell knew that that was no easy task, so he worked hard every day. He can say that he has been improving recently, but he knew that he still has a long way to go to reach the that she's at. That's why he wanted to enter the dungeon as much as he can. There was no time to waste. But today something unusual happened on his way home from the dungeon. As he was taking the road home, he felt someone grab his arm. Wondering if he'd done something wrong, he looked back to see a girl. A boy? That looked about the same age as him. He couldn't exactly tell because of the mask covering their face. They were wearing a black cloak and they had platinum blue hair. Confused as to why this person has grabbed his arm and just keeps staring at him as if sizing him up, he decides to talk first. Can I help you? Do I do something wrong? He asked, feeling a bit flustered. Looking for something to distract him, he noticed the person's hand seemed quite soft and delicate, as if they've never held a weapon before, but that's to be expected of people who aren't adventurers. Except this person looked like an adventurer with the expensive-looking sword at their waist. Maybe it was just for show. But to Bell's surprise, their grip was like a vice that a level 1 like him wouldn't be able to escape if he tried. He decided to try get loose from the grip anyway, and the person let go of him. He swore that the person flinched behind the mask. Sorry about that. I mistook you for someone else. The person bowed as an apology. Don't worry about it. Bell smiled. I hope you find the person you are looking for. Hang on a moment, please. Bell turned to the stranger once again, a confused look on his face. If you don't mind, could I ask you few things? Probably seeing his frown deepen, the person continued. I am new here, you see, and I wanted to get familiar with this place. Well, what should he do? He couldn't just refuse someone after they've asked for his help. I am also not familiar with everything, but I'll help out any way I can. My name's Bell, by the way, Bell Cranel. The person moved their mask to the side for the first time in their short conversation. His eyes widened and he couldn't help but blush as he looked upon the beauty right in front of him. From looks alone, she is maybe a few years older than him, with features that can be called more cute than beautiful. She had golden eyes which gave the feeling of no escape. He felt his face burning and found that he couldn't speak. Nice to meet you, Belle. I am Rimuru Tempest. She replied with a smile, all the while not knowing how his life was about to change.